big shout here, and he's gone. CADDICK does it. Just a little touch through, and Chris Reed picks up number 3 for the innings.
In the end, Candy succeeded. Look at the length he's bowling at, and in the end he got a faint neck straight to the keeper.
Well, those 2 wickets put a different complexion on things. 242 for 6 at the close. Matt Horn gone for 100, and that was a brilliant effort. He was in great pain, as we've heard from Roger Toos. All credit to him for that. 43 to Nathan Astle. I thought he looked to be recovering some form, and 52 to Roger Toos. 2 wickets for Mullally, 3 for Headley, and 1 for Andrew Caddick, who came back and swung the ball late in the day. That bodes well for the morning for England. There's the situation of the match. 186 all out England, 242 for 6 New Zealand, 56 runs the difference between the sides. And after play with Andrew Caddick bowling to Adam Perori, and in the commentary box were Wasim Akram and Richie Beno.
It's a beauty to finish the over. Just the 2 balls on show in this first few minutes from Caddick. That's come back up the hill to the left-hander. Didn't miss by much. Never quite able to gauge from the shouts and yells of the players because they're sometimes inclined to exaggerate. Good Yorker. And it was very well played.
Perfect ball to a tail-ender. In the end, he played very well. Although his weight was on back foot, maybe in mind he's thinking, I have to defend every ball to start off with.
It's another one that's climbed steeply, but it's been deflected as well.
It's over.
And gone for 4. That's good running between the wickets. The ball has bounced away from the England captain, who looks as though he might be in a bit of trouble there. Looks as though it got him either on the wrist or just up at the top of the fingers. And it was travelling at great pace.
That's where his strength lies. Look at that shot. Straight from the middle of the bat. Just misjudged it. And I can tell you this really hurts at times.
Good running again. Very awkward position to field, gully. Generally a batsman playing fierce strokes, full-blooded shots. We showed you the slow motion replay. That's how cricket goes to the fielder. That's a good example of excellent thinking from the bowler. He knows Perore is going to be on the back foot looking for that square cut. He's bowled a bit quicker.
This is the perfect bowling to Perore. Just nip back to him. This line and length is perfect for him.
It's a good stroke. Nasser Hussain just changed the field, and VETTORI has picked off Caddick. Short ball with a bit of room. Just allowed him to play a forcing stroke off the back foot. I think we've got a situation there with a broken nail for Nasser Hussain. The physios brought out, if not a lethal weapon, something that looks quite dangerous. Not without pain. And the magic spray will either fix it or fix it.
runs are coming easily for New Zealand. And the only reason Andrew Caddick is bowling both sides of the wicket.
Dean Koska, the 12th man, is on. Nasser Hussain has had to go off for some treatment on that injured hand with the nail ripped. Needs a bit of attention. That's beautifully bowled. Classic left armer's delivery that slants across the right-hander.
Good start by Allen. Beautifully bowled. Just missed it outside off stump.
And once again, very well bowled. Bit of extra pace in that.
There's the length he should be bowling at all the time. It's very difficult to pitch one spot, but at least you can try, and he's trying and he's enjoying it.
It's a very good cricket shot indeed. The on drive executed brilliantly by Adam Parore. Just easing onto the front foot there, the wrists coming into play. Graham Thorpe takes over because Nasser Hussain has the finger injury. We understand he may well be going for an x-ray just to check there's nothing badly amiss at the top of the finger there. Bowled in. Perhaps a little inside edge has snuck through the defences of Adam Parore. And Caddick does the job for his acting captain.
Well, this is absolutely spot on from Andrew Caddick. Perfect delivery. Full of a length. Nick back a little bit. Adam Parore is caught on the crease. And isn't Andrew Caddick delighted?
Parore gone for 12, 275 for 7. Chris Cairns, 6 for 77 with the ball, but a new job on a new day.
Just looking at the advantage of having a left arm over bowler, Alan Mullally on the right here and Andy Caddick on the left. Andy Caddick tends to angle the ball in from the right arm over position, and Alan Mullally on the right tends to bowl across the batsman. This is Adam Parore facing, and you can just see the value of Mullally. He's beaten Parore with the ball on the right, and then facing Caddick, the ball on the left, a few balls later, the ball coming in causes his downfall. So it's the angle that Mullally creates, causing indecision in the batsman.
This is good bowling because they're now bowling to a plan. Now, we suggested the field set a minute or two ago, James, and that's the one I'd have, because he's got those two men there in terms of backward point here, and it's an unusual position. It's all more or less a deep gully.
Beds the twins there.
And this goes through that point area we've talked about. And for 4. Well played, well controlled. And a big shout. And no reaction at all from Rudy Kurtzen. They're adamant, England.
There's a good thinking bowler, Alan Mullally. And if he has hit this, Alan will be very disappointed. But it just looks as though it may have missed.
Ah, yes. Nicely played through the offside.
I don't think anybody expected that to race away for 4, least of all Alan Mullally. Here's Headley. That is it.
Well,
Let's just say that moments like that give bowlers great heart. Terrific bit of fielding.
Tremendous work from Mark Ramprakash at backward point. Headley going round the wicket to Vettori, just trying to cramp him a bit. And Ramprakash full stretch to his left, manages to palm it. The batsman didn't even manage a single. Great work.
Well, the change to around the wicket has made no odds. That is a classic back foot stroke from a talented cricketer. 300 is up for New Zealand. Close, very close, says no, does Mr. Kitchen, but he will have said no, having given that a long, hard look.
Phil Tufnell just asking Merv Kitchen the question there, why it wasn't out. It's turned from outside off, a big appeal. He kept it going.
Now, on the snickometer we use, now there is the nick onto the pad, and it shows up on that snickometer, the nick first and then the thump of the ball on the pad. That's an excellent decision from Merv Kitchen.
Graham Thorpe has taken over charge of the England ranks because Nasser Hussain is in hospital and has had an X-ray, and we have news of it. Come to it in a second. Absolutely no need to run for it. Short and wide and hammered. There's the view that the physio took of things, and having decided to offer some protection in the end, Hussain went off for an X-ray, and the news is not good. He has a fracture of the middle finger on that right hand and is likely to miss 3 weeks of cricket. He won't field in this match.
I love watching Chris Cairns bat. He's positive, very strong.
He's threaded it through the gap as well as any left-hander you could wish to watch would have done.
Brought up the 50 partnership between these two.
That's ideal bowling. If you pitch it there, it's so difficult for the batsman to know whether it'll come back at you or nip away like that one did. You have to play it.
That's pitched just on or just outside off stump, but good bounce from Mullally. The ball passing Chris Cairns at about glove height.
Mullally has gone past the outside edge on a number of occasions, but he's also bowled some pretty loose stuff this morning.
And there is a beautifully punched square cover drive from Chris Cairns, adding further to the frustrations of Alan Mullally.
Not going to get that either. It just about cut Cairns in two, came back down the hill. Very well bowled, but a disappointing result.
They really have had a splendid morning, those two boys.
Well, he's got through his defence there with a good Yorker. It might have had a bit of an assist, but that will show up on the replay. So Andy Caddick has got through. Very welcome wicket for England.
Well, I believe this is a result of the previous few deliveries.
First one short of a length, which cut him in two and was an appeal for LBW and caught behind. Then the bouncer, next ball, which he ducked under, and his feet weren't really moving by then, and he fired in the Yorker for the third delivery and knocked him over.
It was clever stuff from Andrew Caddick, rather in the way that it was yesterday evening when both Caddick and Headley were together bowling very fast and very intelligently, so all credit to them for that. Vettori, though, is unbeaten on 49 and going very well.
Good Yorker. He's kept it out, but oh, what a good delivery. Exactly what is good to give a new batsman.
One appears to have bashed him on the toe. Well, he's tying him in knots. Splendid spell of bowling from Philip Tufnell. Get the ball above Daniel Vettori's eye line. And there we see turn and bounce.
That's a wonderful stroke to reach your 50. It was premeditated. He was on his way down the track just as Tufnell let go of the ball. That is a good half-century from Daniel Vettori. 20 years of age, his third Test half-century. He put in as a night watchman last night. And New Zealand have done well. 350 for 8 at lunch on this, the third day. They started 242 for 6, lost the 2 wickets, and they put on 108.
I can imagine what must be Nasir Hussain going through right now. He must be thinking, why this happened to me? But I must say, it can happen to anyone. It's very unfortunate for Nasir.
And tries catch it, and Vettori goes. It may have taken a little deflection from the keeper, but in the end, a very valiant fight. And a very, very valuable innings has been ended by Tufnell and Thorpe.
It's a perfect length to bowl at, just drive length through a tail-ender, and he had to go for it. He's playing on 50, his confidence is high, and good catch in the end by Grant Thorpe, the captain of England's side at the moment.
Vettori goes for 54, New Zealand now 351 for 9. Well, it's hardly surprising that Allett's been hit. Everyone else has. And he has been struck on his arm guard by the look of things. And he's a left-arm bowler.
That was a good bouncer right at him, aimed at him. And arm guard saved him, I think, this time, Ian.
And again.
This is clever bowling to a tail-ender. I understand that he can't bat, but at this level, you can't just make this excuse that don't bowl in bounces because he can't bat. This is Test cricket, that's what it's all about.
A little tickle fine here.
Good thinking by Dion Nash, only 2 would do.
And in the air this time, he will be caught. Safely taken by Mullally at backward point. Tufnell's done it again. 3 out of 3. He has wrapped up the New Zealand tail order. And he's done it in style again here at Lord's. Taken him very little time after lunch. Mullally the catcher. Tufnell has 2. And Nash is gone.
Good bowling, outside off stump. Bit quicker than usual. He knew he's going to hit it there. Against the spin, straight catch well Mullally. Great bowling by Phil Tufnell.
Ended up with 358, the New Zealanders, and look at that, 54 from VETTORI. A very fine effort from a most gifted young cricketer. 100 for Horn, 43 for Astle, and 52 for Roger Twos. The England bowlers, they worked hard. 2 for 98, Mullally, 3 for 92, Caddick, 3 for 74, Headley, 2 for 61, Tufnell. They were the wicket takers, and goodness me, there was plenty of work to do on an extremely hot morning. That's the situation of the game then. England 186, New Zealand 358, New Zealand 172 runs ahead. David Graveney is in their second innings. We'll pick up play in the first over. Jeff Allett is bowling to Mark Butcher, and in the commentary box, Dermot Reeve and Richie Beno.
Nice stuff.
Just in that flash of stroke play, it also seemed he got his feet into the right place, which is a good start. The ball was moving away from him in the air.
Beautiful timing by Butcher. Stewart on his way. Nice quick single.
So the batsman's a fair way forward.
Well, this delivery definitely had the right shape from Allett for an LBW. It swung quite late and back into Stewart. But he's got a decent stride in, and you'd have to say that's a bit high.
Nice. Haven't seen too many of those from Alex Stewart in recent times. It's a mark of a man in form when he gets that stroke away through mid-wicket. That's one of Alex Stewart's favourites, but he's not been at it all that much in recent times. That's 4 runs. Through the gap between slips and gully.
Running up the hill and will be worth 3 to Alex Stewart.
Played that stroke a couple of times, and none have been less convincing than the other. It really is good off the back foot in that region. Very good shot. Very good shot. Economically played somehow. A good bit of timing. It's a great joy when you bat at Lord's to see the ball race away down the hill to the mound stand. Good placement, nothing more than a push into the gap at extra cover. Played so tidily that it was well worth the 3.
This is all the confidence he's got from first innings. He just blocked it and went for 3 runs.
Fine batting. Now, just watch for the use of the feet here, and then the still body position at the time of playing the stroke.
And the reason it's with the spin, he played with the spin into the gap.
Well, a huge shout here, huge appeal from Nash. You can't believe that Mervyn Kitchen has said no. Where did this ball pitch? That is the key to it. Did it pitch in line with the stumps or outside leg stump? It pitched outside leg stump. End of argument. Say no more. Merv Kitchen got it right. And just to add to the agony of the bowler.
Oh, almost getting.
Oh, that's a great shot. Beautiful placement and timing. Down the hill, no hope for mid-off. Tremendous finish to the over for England, 49 without loss. Well, that's very close indeed. We're just having a problem or two here with Nash. Oh, that's a cracker. Nearly got hold of a bit of bat. The bounce, yes, you're right though. Did look as if there's a couple of chunks of leather out of one side of it, or ripped off anyway.
Catch it!
And again, this time he pierces that cover field again. A little bit of wit. Stewart is seeing it well, and England have 50 on the board. That was the first error, I think, technically, that Alex Stewart's made in the second innings.
He's been successful this afternoon, Alex Stewart, against Daniel Vettori, playing on the front foot and driving. On this occasion, he's gone for, what would you call a back foot slash?
What I'm doing here is I'm comparing the amount of action, if you like, amount of purchase that Vettori and Tufnell put on the ball. Vettori's on the left of your screen. He's the fellow with the watch on. Now, they've got a different grip to start with. Vettori has his thumb on the bottom of the seam, and Tufnell has his thumb off the ball. And just compare the amount of revs on it. Definitely more from Tufnell. More revs, more purchase, more action on the ball, and that should mean more spin.
The ball!
Wow, it's a no ball, and it was a beauty. There's some late swing here. The old Yorker again, says Alec. In the air, top edge, and taken. That's a beautiful catch from Nathan Astle, running backwards towards the pavilion. An error of judgment, a rare one from Butcher, and England lose their first wicket as tea approaches.
Well, Mark Butcher has done so much good work for the last hour and a half. And just before the tea break, the Cardinal sin. He's played across the line.
What a moment that was for the New Zealanders. You could sense by their celebration they realised how big a wicket it was, and what a bad moment for the England dressing room. Mark Butcher will have been livid with himself. 55 for 1 England, 117 runs still the lead for New Zealand. We'll take a break. When we come back. Lost Mark Butcher before tea. A desperate blow. Mark Ramprakash is making his way to the crease straight after tea.
That's the over.
Ramprakash is having problems with Vettori, and this is why. I think it's the footwork is not quite so sure. In the end, he goes nowhere there.
It's really good bowling. Springy, aggressive, sensible bowling. Stewart getting drawn into strokes he doesn't want to play. There's a lot of cat and mouse out in the middle. from both ends, from Vettori and from Nash.
Oh. He got past the outside edge of Stewart's bat last over with a beauty. That one is just jagged off the bottom of the bat, according to the umpire. Nice back foot stroke. I reckon you could always tell with Ram Prakash if he is in form when he's not just prodding forward, but he's got his back foot strokes and his footwork working okay.
And he's hit this very hard. He rocked forward and then came back, used the crease nicely.
Oh, trouble.
Mashing very quickly. And Ram Prakash would have been on his way had it hit.
Just off stump, reminiscent of the Mark Butcher stroke, although Butcher at least got an edge on it. And that is spun from, I reckon, around about leg to hit the top of off.
Alex Stewart will be disappointed with this. It's spun, it's pitched just outside leg. Great view from stump cam. Vital breakthrough. Stewart's gone for 35. England now 71 for 2. Thorpe's away.
That was another quicker one, and this time it was the top spinner. It was beautifully bowled, a lot of variety. It's not easy to bowl accurately with variety all the time. That's 78 for 2 from 36 overs now. Chris Cairns now, and Thorpe has strike. Wow, what a good piece of bowling. Well, that's a stump buster, if ever I've seen one. Beautifully bowled. Cairns has got the Yorker through.
There's a lot riding on him. It's a slower ball, right up there, and Thorpe was through his shot. And Graham Thorpe's gone bowled for only 7. England 78 for 3.
Here's Habib on strike to Cairns. And the big Yorker, the quick Yorker this time. It is stunning stuff from New Zealand. Their pecker is up.
Big test for Aftab Habib.
Well done. What a nice way to respond. When the old heart's pumping. Oh, he's lucky to get away with that. Very lucky to get away with that. He'll get 4. Only by the skin of his outside edge. It's another slower ball. Squirted away. Yeah, look at that. That isn't a difficult chance either by, well, by anybody's standards, but Harris, who is an outstanding fielder. Beautifully played late cut. Real control over that, a lovely little roll of the wrists. And he's as good bowling around the wicket as over it.
Nice, Kitty.
Beautiful piece of bowling. There was a Macram a moment or two ago said Nash was trying to set him up. Oh, that's interesting stuff. Speaking of footwork. Big shout here. He's given in. The bowling changes worked. Very, very fine catch from Adam Perori. It was quite wide. And Astle does the trick. Very wide. He got a good chunk of it too, Mark Ramprakash. He knew. Good bit of work by the New Zealand wicketkeeper, Adam Perori.
England deep in the mire now at 97 for 4.
Well, interesting here for England. The new batsman is Dean Headley. Oh, that's a good shot. That is a beautiful cover drive.
Well, take a look at this. This is what Aftab Habib's all about. This is the sort of thing I've witnessed during many a match at Leicestershire.
Well, there wasn't a great understanding there. Headley got back safely in the end. And a big nick again, is it? Well, the Kiwis are absolutely adamant. He is unmoved. Umpire Rudy Kurtzen. Unmoved completely.
Terrific shout, a loud shout. They're convinced. Well, that is out.
And a big shout too. It's the slower ball. You can see it spinning as it comes down. Pitches outside the line of off stump. That's a flush on the pad. May well have been angling down leg side, James. That perhaps, for me, is the only saving grace. He's not that far down. He's a tall man.
Well, England could easily have lost 2 more wickets. No doubt about the edge that Aftab Habib got, and Dean Headley very lucky to get away with that LBW. 107 for 4, England. And you heard James Whittaker on commentary there. He said England are deep in the mire. The New Zealand bowlers did an extremely good job. Not much work for Jeff Allard. He was off the field with an injury for a time. 12 overs from Chris Cairns, 1 for 29. Another Jaffer of a slower ball to Graham Thorpe. Daniel Vettori, top performance. 21 overs, 2 for 45 from him. No wicket for Dion Nash. He deserved better. And 1 wicket for Nathan Astle. There it is, 65 runs behind. What a star Daniel Vettori has been today. He had a chat with Simon Hughes after events.
Daniel and I had to do it
For New Zealand, with the fact that Nasser Hussain